Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. Welcome to all the electeds and commissioner. And I'd like to thank our partners in the Parks Department, Portia Deerenforth, the park administrator, who's without partnership, none of this would happen. And our partners at the Department of Transportation, certainly the commissioner and the Queens Commissioner and her team, Greta and Albert. So thanks so much to them for making this happen. NYCH2O is an environmental education organization, and along with that, we do a lot of stewardship to help with ecological restoration, especially here at the reservoir. And the reason we do that is because we bring thousands of students here each year on nature field trips to learn about the incredible green space that the reservoir is, along with the water system. And we started doing this back in 2014, and the students would come and they'd have a hard time accessing the reservoir, either from Cypress Hills, or if they took their school bus to the parking lot. So in 2018, we worked with the Department of Transportation, and they did a great job installing a crosswalk to access the reservoir from the parking lot to the reservoir. There's a pedestrian signal there, so they did a great job with that. And then a couple of years later, they did a great job on this. So thank you so much to DOT and to Parks and to all our partners. We really appreciate the great job that you've done.
Thank you. Thank you, Malina. Now let's hear from Peter Frishauf from Street Park.
Thank you, Commissioner Rodriguez. I'm Peter Frishauf. I'm actually the president of NYCH2O, the organization founded by Matt Malina. I'm also a director of Streets Pack, which has really been endorsing most everybody here today. So our political partners here, these are the good people in city government, and we thank you so much for being here. Matt is going to lead a 15-minute tour of the amazing Ridgewood Reservoir basins and the new East Causeway that was completely overgrown that we opened up a few years ago, thanks to the support of Councilmember Holden and others. So I know Holden and Donovan Richards and Antonio don't agree on everything, but we all agree and we all love
music, maybe.
Ridgewood Reservoir. So it's wonderful. Another really good person in city government who works very closely with Adonis had her start as an urban park ranger in the 90s here at Highland Park and Ridgewood Reservoir. And perhaps Adonis doesn't even know this, but this is Margaret Forgione, who's his chief operating officer. So in the background of the Queens DOT and Brooklyn DOT, Margaret knew where every little intersection was, and what was then called the Interborough, now the Jackie Robinson, and the access for walkers and bicyclists. DOT has been such a wonderful partner, along with Parks and everyone else, to make the Jewel, which is really the central part of Queens and Brooklyn. You really love each other, right? Right. And we all come together at the Ridgewood Reservoir. I just want to mention that one of the reasons why the three boroughs joined to form the consolidation of the 5 boroughs of New York in 1898 was the water. And the water for the thirsty citizens of Brooklyn came from from aqueducts in Long Island, up Conduit Boulevard, which is why it's called Conduit. There was a big aqueduct under there, over to Forest Tube Avenue at the bottom of the ridge that is Ridgewood, and then it was pumped up to the basin. And Matt is going to show you all of this. It's amazing. Forest Tube Avenue and Conduit Avenue hold their name. So there's an incredible history here. Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed much of this, said the most spectacular view of the Atlantic seaboard is from the top of the ridge, that is Ridgewood. So please do join me. It's gonna blow your mind when you see how beautiful it is up there. So thank you so much to all of our wonderful partners, our advocates, the more than 5,000 school kids who have come up here on NYC H2O field trips, to our incredibly productive staff at NYC H2O and the board, which I'm honored to serve as president. Thank you, and as we heard before, this is just the beginning of making this a paradise for walkers and bicyclists. And Adonis is going to get us a city bike station up here. We're going to get a bus stop as part of the Queens redesign. Right now, no mass transit access to this reservoir. So we're making it better for walkers, making it better for bicyclists, making it better for mass transit and city bike users. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Peter. Now let's hear from Laura.